Okay. So what you're seeing here is an ad for that keep popping up, and they always specifically show like teenage ones because there's all kind of Invisalign ads, but I get to see this teenage one. I don't know if it's purposely done to mess with me, but either way, um, I will, I will put things in perspective because what you're seeing here is something that you've seen before. In my videos, I put these things in perspective and I put this trash in reality. How can I say this again? Because it's getting hard for me to articulate myself. There is a false reality, a bubble of this purpose, whose job is to convince me that I'm not being manipulated. And I'm being manipulated. I know I'm being manipulated, and manipulation can be as extreme as seeing little babies, infants, in ways where my brain is manipulated to perceive these children in these disturbing ways. Infants, not even just children, just like babies, to older kids. Now they also do that like when the older kids, or even like young adults, very young adults. And what you're seeing here is in that. They actually messed with me not too long ago. It was last year with like an actual teenager who I thought was like a 16, 17-year-old, but she was only 15 actually. Now you're seeing this thing here. It's the same actual ad from Invisalign, right? And you're seeing these people here. Some of them look like young adults, like late teen young adults. Like you see the guys, they have a bunch of tattoos there, right? You see them as like young adults. And then there's one in the middle where I think she's like maybe looks like close to 18 years old. But they were messing with me with her specifically. Because they made me think of a influencer. I forgot her name. A fitness model or a Instagram model of some sort. That they're trying to make me see her as. Looking at this person like her. Now, I don't know if she's just a young adult or somebody who's about to be a young adult. Like a late teen that's a young adult or late teen that's about to be a young adult. And then there's the other one all the way there on the left where she looks like a teenager. Like a clear, like maybe like a 17-ish-year-old kid. Like she looks definitely like out of everybody, she looks like the youngest. There was another black girl there, but she also looked like a teenager. But this one in the middle in pink, that's the one that were kind of messing with me. Not fully sure she's like a young adult, but they were making me see her in a sexual way. Now, the truth is, this is not the worst they do. They do that to the way younger kids, where you actually see them as obvious children. The older kids or late teens or like young adults, they mess with me. Now, I'm not sure if she's actually a teenage kid or a teenage adult. Because the boys over there, based on the tattoos they have, are most likely just adults, young adults. But they mess with me. But on top of them messing with me, they tell me they're going to frame me with what you see at the bottom. Clear obviousness of the child over there, a teenager, like a 16-year-old, something like that. Clearly a child that they tell me they're going to frame me with. And what they do is they manipulate me, make me have this perception toward these young adult, teenage kids, little kids, and then act like they don't manipulate me. That's why I'm going to be manipulated to experience. And, actually, I was trying to figure out who this person is. Is she like a teenage, underage, or a teenage adult? Now, it doesn't matter because either way, for me, it would be, I know I'm being manipulated. Now, the thing is, they're also trying to play this game where I'm supposed to be guessing the right age. And on top of that, I know I'm being manipulated. My brain right now, there's mental battles. Because, like this is a teenage girl that, that's dancing sexual and everything. So, and definitely not somebody who I'll be interested in if I ever saw that in person. Like, she looked super young for me. Even if let's just say she's an 18-year-old, like a 19-year-old. I will not look at her like, oh, that's the one. I will not be interested in her. However good looking or bad looking she is. But I'm being manipulated this way because I deal with perps who are telling me they're framing me with kids. So when I look at ads, they'll manipulate me this way. Now look at the person at the bottom over there. You see how pathetic this thing is? This is what you call a perp. They're contracted by these governmental entities to participate in this. I deal with all kind of retarded teenage kids around me. I was going downstairs, and it's funny. I was going to get my mailbox downstairs, and to some, I knew immediately. I look away, and I could see some teenager, or I'm only assuming it's a teenage kid, start playing with her hair, flipping around with her hair, and I'm looking away. I'm starting laughing. It's like, if you think that I would be just stimulated just because somebody's playing with their hair, that's how delusional these perps are. I started laughing. I was like, I can't even believe they want me to identify with this. Of course I'm being manipulated. Imagine if I saw her. I don't know what she looks like. I know some trash was playing with her hair. I could not describe her except that she's Hispanic or white. That's it. So I'm being manipulated to that extreme. And then they manipulate me toward people who could pass for just very young adults or late teenager that are just maybe about to be young adults. So I was actually trying to get to see this ad again, but unfortunately I was not able to see the ad again. And I don't know, maybe I'll try to get this ad, but that's the things they do. And I don't know if the ad was added there purposely to mess with me, or is an ad that just like, actually was there, but they like to put that there. And every time if somebody looks like a young adult or can pass for a young adult, they mess with me in my brain, where they play with my brain in this perception that's sexual. And I'm hearing this perps like, yeah, there's something there's like, yes, this you guys in my brain. And there's people who don't understand how life can be very compromised because they're framing me. Imagine the clown over there wanting me to accept that she's somebody I'm interested in. Do you understand the level of delusionality we're talking about? And then play with me with this like young adult that just dance in a sexual way that in my brain they can play. I was like, no, you're just messing with me. And you know who they try to make me think of? So I forgot the name of this very popular Instagram model, fitness model, that's about like maybe a few years younger than me, to make me perceive her in a sexual way. And the trash bottom, at the bottom there, are the kids that are supposed to pretend like they are avenging on, let me just say this better, investigating me. This delusional retards. So I can be just this strong and see this trash for what they are.